Well, tell us about this saliva test. How does it work?
Well, basically, it works by simply submitting a saliva sample or a spit sample into a sterile container. And this is very, very significant because with the nasopharyngeal swab that a lot of people have experienced, they did not have a good experience. It's considered painful to a lot of people. You have to make sure you get it all the way in there to get a good sample. Sometimes you don't get a good sample, and it's also very expensive. But with this new test, and it's so exciting because the FDA, they released the EUA, which is the Emergency Use Authorization, just this past Saturday, August the 15th, for this test. It's called the SalivaDirect. And it was developed by researchers at the Yale School of Public Health. And it's so exciting because it's just as effective, much less invasive, and much more inexpensive. I mean, this is going to definitely be a game changer, and it's something that we've really needed for a long time.
Well, of course, the first thing is it accurate?
Yes. I mean, they've done the research, and it's showing that this test is just as accurate. I mean, honestly, because of the difficulty in the nasopharyngeal swab, a lot of times the clinicians, they're not getting it in there deep enough because maybe the person has pain or pulls back. But with this SalivaDirect test, it's basically they just spit into a cup, but they have to do a certain amount. But the bottom line is that the sample is much easier to get and a lot less invasive. Plus, the clinician doesn't have to wear as much of the protective clothing because they don't have to physically manipulate the patient. They can stand back and use social distancing while they collect the test. So all around, this test is much better, and it's also being used in the NBA bubble by the NBA players. The NBA, they were actually involved in the financing of the research of this test, and they're using it right now. And if it's good enough for LeBron James, hey, I think I'll take it too.
Well, when will we be seeing this test being used more widespread?
Oh, very, very soon. And another exciting thing about this test is the researchers at the Yale School of Public Health that developed it, they have what's called the open source testing protocol. And basically what that is it's a protocol how you can do the test in other labs outside of the Yale University. And here's the deal, the reagent for the test is very inexpensive, unlike the nasopharyngeal reagent, which are the chemicals you need in order to interpret the test. They're estimating that these reagents can be as low as $5 per test, and they're estimating that the labs will probably charge about $10 per test. That's very, very significant because with these lower prices, more people can afford to get tested. Insurance companies, they'll be much more likely to pay for it, and now we can start testing more people. And also, by the labs having it locally, because they're going to have access to the ability to run the test, the results are ready within 3 hours. So you don't have to wait 2-3 days a week, as some people are reporting, for your results. You can go ahead and get tested inexpensively, get your results, and if you are positive, get out of the main population and become quarantined away from everybody, and that will decrease spread drastically.
It's less expensive, it's ready in 3 hours, and it's going to be fairly available fairly quickly. Has the line already started forming? If not, put me first. Thank you, Dr. Quinn.
Now, remember, the FDA just gave the authorization on Saturday, which was only like 2 days ago. So now everybody's moving forward to get it going. Now, note that the NBA, they're already using it in Orlando, Florida, at the NBA bubble. It's already being used there. But I guarantee you, over the next few weeks, more and more people are going to become able to get this test. I mean, hey, I've already called my supplier and said, hey, put me #1 on the list because I need it for my patients. So just hold tight, but it is coming.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn.
Appreciate that. Well, I tell you what, yeah, spitting the cup or having a stick stuck up my nose, that's a no-brainer.
I know, exactly.
Well, here's a look at what's coming up next.